house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 7 updates and spoilers, and happy St. Patrick's Day, yay! This is from the children's section, and it is squeezing my brains out. Okay, so, our house guest of the day is Ron Harper, and Ron, thank you so much. We could not do this without you, and we think you're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Okay, so when we left off yesterday, the feeds were down for the Power Veto competition, and we didn't even know who was playing in the POV, because usually they do the player draw in the morning, and then they have the competition later in the day. But this time, I'm pretty sure they did the player draw after the feeds went down for the comp. So they did both together, I think. So obviously we know that Damien and Kiki were playing as the nominees. We know that Chelsea was not because the HOH doesn't play anymore. So then there's 3 extra players, and I think, well, I know that Sam and Kira were definitely playing, and I think the 3rd extra was Corey, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So then the feeds were down for a very long time. They did not come back until like 2:30 a.m. And when they did return, Esty, Damien, Kaylin, and Eddie were all gathered around a crying Kiki. She was very upset. She was upset because she didn't win. She really, wanted to pull this out. She was getting all hyped up before the comp, but she just couldn't do it. Sam won the Power Veto, but it wasn't like it was a fair fight and it just sucked that she lost. They're all pissed because apparently Kira cheated during the competition to help Sam win. It sounds like it was some sort of like Big Brother bingo situation thing where you had to like find different balls that had like numbers and letters on them. And Kira told Sam where a certain number was, like a certain ball was, so that she was able to get it and win. And I don't think that they were supposed to be helping each other like that, because sometimes, especially on Canada, there are certain competitions where you're allowed to help other people. I don't think this is one of them, the way that everybody's talking. But when they were discussing this, Big Brother cut the feeds momentarily. We know what's going on. But they didn't, block out everything last night because you just couldn't, everybody was talking about it. So Kiki was also upset that Big Brother put her in a turtleneck for the competition. She mentioned this a few times, and like she was half joking, half serious, but it definitely lightened up the mood a little bit. So then they were all just trying to make Kiki feel better. They're like, you did a great job, blah, blah, blah. We don't know what's gonna happen. Because, I mean, we've seen in the past that when people have cheated in competitions, sometimes there are consequences, and sometimes they'll maybe even redo a competition. It doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case this time. But I think there will be some consequences, and they're telling Kiki, don't give up, you're still in this, you did a great job. And Big Brother told the house guests good night after like 10 minutes of the feeds being back, but they didn't go to bed right away. So Eddie told Kiki, like Miley Cyrus said, keep your head held high. Eddie's such a freaking gem, love him. All right, meanwhile, we've got Chelsea, Sam, Adam, and Kira up in the HOH room. And Sam is saying that she's not sure yet what she wants to do with her stolen POV. She didn't say that, obviously, but she said she doesn't know what she's going to do with the POV. The plan was originally to backdoor Kaylin this week, but now that she's actually faced with making a decision and she's actually got to be part of this, she's not sure, like, if she's going to follow through on it. She doesn't know if it's the best thing for her game. So Kira apologizes to the group for their actions, cheating, during the competition. And Kira's like, I shouldn't have done that. Right after it came out of my mouth, I was like, whoa, I'm a jackass. But Kira says, I couldn't find my ball. I saw Sam's, so I let her know. So then Chelsea's like, I mean, everybody's clearly pissed at her, but they're trying to, like, not freak out. I'm sorry, they're pissed at Kira, but they're not trying to freak out at them. So Chelsea's like, it was a mistake. Adam says it is what it is. And Kira's like, you know what? This is actually better than Kiki winning the Power Veto and using it on herself, because now Sam has the opportunity to make a deal with Kiki and try and, like, solidify something with her and Esty. Okay, so then Chelsea and Anthony were chatting alone, and Chelsea's like, I don't want to make anyone feel like shit, but that whole situation during the competition just exposed how weak of a player Kira is. I mean, they were going back and forth last week over if they should actually even keep Kira or not, or if Kira was going to be a detriment to their games. And now they're like, whoa, did we make a mistake here? Ugh. So, I mean, they felt like that right after the eviction when they had their little blow up and Kira was involved in that. But now that group is thinking it even more. So Anthony's like, everyone saw Kira give the game to Sam. And apparently there was other cheating going on too, because he says everyone also saw Adam point out balls to Sam. I guess Sam went over to him during like some sort of break in the competition and was like whispering and asking for information, which should not have been allowed. So everybody saw that, and Anthony says, I already see other people walking around and whispering. It's a horrible, horrible look for this group. And what Kira just did is irreversible, you know? People are not going to forget that. And everyone is going to go after Kira 1,000% next week. I mean, honestly, that group should be happy about that, because Kira is potentially capable of like destroying that whole group's games. So it's kind of an easy out, right? If the other side wins HOH and tries to take Kira out, it's kind of like they're a meat shield for that group, but I don't know. So Anthony says Damien saw everything and he looked disgusted. So we gotta clean this up. He says, first things first, talk to Damien because he's up on the block this week and we don't want him freaking out. So then they're also agreeing that Kira doesn't even realize what they've just done and how this is going to impact multiple people's games. So Chelsea's upset that Kira might tank her game after she stuck her neck out and saved Kira last week. And Anthony's like, no, it's okay, it's gonna be fixed. We just gotta sleep on it and come up with a plan. So then Chelsea mentions that Esty came up to her after the Power Veto competition. This was before the feeds came back. And Esty was begging for a deal, saying that her and Kiki are a package deal and they'll do anything for both of them to be safe this week. So Chelsea's like, just shows me like they're pretty weak now. They're like begging for a deal, so we can do something with that. It's gonna be good. And Chelsea says again that Kira is proving her wrong. Kira is proving to Chelsea that it was wrong to take a chance on them. The emotional outbursts, the overcompensation to try and prove something. It really does feel like Kira's doing too much. You know, Kira's doing the most right now. And Chelsea says, I have to start creating a bit of distance between me and Kira because it's not a good look. So Anthony again is like, it's gonna be okay. Let's regroup in the morning. Okay. So then Chelsea goes off to do damage control with Damien and she lets him know, like, I'm sorry about all that. It was insane, but nothing is happening that you need to be concerned about. It's not in my best interest to get you out this week. You're gonna be okay. You're not going home. Kira is impulsive and says and does things that surprise and frustrate me. You know, Chelsea is supposed to be really close to Kira, but she is shocked by the things that Kira does. But she tells Damien, there's no secret plan to get you out. You really don't need to worry right now. She says, all I can give you is my word, and I'm sorry. And Damien, as usual, is just like, okay. He takes so much crap, I feel like. But he's just like, I just wanted to show everyone that I can win something. It was so sad. Apparently he was really close to winning, but because of the cheating, he couldn't win. So I feel like, I don't know, it's not bad that he lost, because if he won, he might look like a bigger threat than he wants to be, you know what I mean? So it's not the end of the world for him. And it's not like he's the target this week, but judging by the flip-flopping that this house is capable of, you never want to be on the block, right? Okay. So then Sam was talking to Anthony in the have-not room after they were like settling in for sleep. And she's not sure what she's going to do yet. She says it'd be easy to just leave the nominations the same, not rock the boat, not like make a big move here. But at the same time, she says this is Big Brother. And she wants to make sure that their group is moving forward together. So she wants to do what's best for everyone. So she's also like, I can't forget, if I do save someone, it could put me in a really good position with them. You know, I could use it as leverage and we could like make some sort of deal. All right, so then this morning, the house guests discover that the fridge in the storage room is all locked up. It's got the chains on it. They can't get in there. I don't know if Big Brother told them yet why they're all on slap, but I'm assuming they're being punished for the Kira, Sam, and Adam cheating during the Power Veto competition. I'm sure they're going to tell them probably like this afternoon, but I don't think it's happened yet because nobody's really been talking about that. Okay, so today it seems like the plan is still on track for Sam to use the veto on Kiki, and then Chelsea will put Kaylin up on the block, and they feel like they have the votes to take Kaylin out. Yeah. So Chelsea is trying to coach Sam on what to say to Kiki because they're going to have to talk today. The Power Veto ceremony should be tomorrow, so they're going to have to iron out a deal today. So she's like, tell Kiki that there's a bigger plan in place and we want to make a move here to unify the whole house, because I feel like everyone is going to want to take Kaylin out. I don't think that's the case. I think the other side really likes Kaylin and views her as an asset for them. But they also are not going to want to lose Damien, so you're going to have to pick one, right? I think that they would probably rather keep Damien than Kira, because he could potentially be better at competitions than her. So then Chelsea and Kira were strategizing, and neither of them trust Mark. Mark's name has been coming up quite a bit in the last, I don't know, 2 days or so. A lot of people are saying, well, okay, Chelsea and Kira were saying he's clearly playing both sides and he's really bad at it. He's not doing a very good job, which is interesting because Kiki and Esty were saying the same thing last night, and Kiki was saying, if I win HOH next week, I'm going to have to put Mark up as one of my nominees. And they were really close to him for a while, but they can tell they just can't trust him. He's playing every side, and he thinks he's really good at it, but he's not. It's really weird. He actually reminds me of, do you guys watch Veep? He reminds me of Selena's friend on Veep, that lawyer that never has opinions on anything and just like dances around everything. That is Mark in a nutshell. So yeah, they're also thinking that Mark could be going soon. Everybody's saying that it's like a completely different person this week. So Kira says, Chelsea, I hope you still trust me. So Chelsea's like, yeah, I do trust you and have your back. And obviously Chelsea knows that Kira is incredibly loyal to her. However, Kira's become quite a liability because their actions are unpredictable and Kira's not very good at this game. So even if you're 100% loyal to someone, if you're going to be detrimental to their game, not good. So Chelsea's saying, I do trust you, I have your back, but people are really noticing that you react to things emotionally, you act impulsively, and Chelsea basically tells Kira, you need to get your shit together. You know, bottom line. So then other stuff that happened today so far, Adam had a preliminary chat with Essie trying to like break the ice for when they eventually talk to Kiki and Sam about, you know, using the veto this week. So they basically agreed, like, let's all go to jury together, like the two girls, Adam, Sam, Dane, blah blah blah. And Essie's like, yeah, that'd be so much fun. So Adam feels really good about that. He went back to his group with that, and he's like, yeah, we'll have the girls, it'll be great, we can go after Eddie and Damien. I don't think they're gonna like that. But Adam also talked to Dane, and he let him know that Chelsea and Sam have been bringing up his name lately. Chelsea and Sam are suspicious of Mark and Dane. They were talking about Dane the other day, and Adam's like, they don't realize that all of us boys are working together. Seriously, it blows my mind that these girls have not picked up on this yet. Adam has basically said, we're all working together without you. So I don't know how they haven't figured that out, but whatever. So Dane is like, okay, I'll go talk to them. I'll make it all good. But Dane does not mention to Adam that he still wants Sam out ASAP, because earlier he was talking to Esty and Kiki and saying like, all right, you guys need to act like we're going after the same targets as them, but in reality, we're gonna break up Sam and Chelsea. So he's not sharing that with Adam yet because he doesn't want him to know about it. But he did talk about it with Anthony too. So it's not like he's just saying this to the girls. So Dane checks in and reassures Chelsea and Sam that he's with them, and they're like, why are you always with Esty and Kiki so much, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, I just want to make sure that, you know, I have them for us, the group, and that Kaylin is not going to get in their heads because she's going up on the block. Okay, so the power veto ceremony should be tomorrow. Kaylin does not realize that she's in danger. It's quite sad, actually. But Dane did tell the twins, Esty and Kiki, the plan. So they know that Kaylin is probably going to be going up on the block. She's going to be the target. And again, they're kind of torn because they like Damien and Kaylin for their group. But I think they're going to end up keeping Damien around. Honestly, I don't know if they would even have the votes to save Kaylin anyway, if they wanted to. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until tomorrow, much love.